If you think America's two-party system is dysfunctional, then you're in the right place. Good morning and welcome to Coffee with Art. Every weekday morning I try to do a little video that I hope will encourage discussion, because I hate the two-party arguments. It's trench warfare. It never produces good results. One side wins or the other, and usually the best result is in middle ground. But there is no middle ground. There is no compromise today. It's trench warfare, and it's killing the country. We've got to see it changed. It's so nice to be in the sunshine this morning and have nice weather. We've had a tough weekend weather-wise, but it was also tough in another way. I said goodbye to a good friend on Friday. A good friend that was married to one of my best friends of all time. Been friends since first grade. And I know the family, and I know how devastating it is to me as a friend, and how devastating it is to the family. And so yesterday when I went out for Memorial Day, I didn't go to any formal celebrations, but I went to 3 different cemeteries. And I spent some time with the graves of some people I knew, some who served and some who didn't. And then with some people who gave their lives for a country that I didn't really know. But I knew their sacrifice, and I keep thinking about the sacrifice of those families. Right now there's legislation in the Congress. I don't normally talk about pending legislation. I talk about reforming the system. But I'm going to say a word about this. I really hope the Democrats and the Republicans for once can work together to reinstate the benefits for the families of the Americans who have given their lives. You know, with the stereotypes that we've had, the military-industrial complex. You know, I know there are some people, if you're in the trenches, especially if you're in the Republican trench, I know some people that as soon as they hear that military-industrial complex, they're thinking about them lefty liberals, them lefty socialist liberals. That's got to be them, or those hippies from the Vietnam War. That's them that talk about military-industrial complex. Well, I got news for you. Military-industrial complex was first coined by General Dwight D Eisenhower in his farewell address, where he warned the American public about the gathering power of the military-industrial complex. Now consider that. Here's the man who led the largest army, the Allied forces, in World War II, the largest army the world has ever seen, and then spent 8 years as an American president. And when he's leaving, what was his primary warning to the country? Beware the military-industrial complex. No, it didn't come from any lefty liberal socialist. It came from General Dwight D Eisenhower, President of the United States, Commander of the Allied Forces. We should have listened. And we should have listened to Washington, who led the general in charge of the American Revolution. We wouldn't have an America without either of these gentlemen. And they went on to be presidents. And Washington warned us about the formation of political parties. We should have listened. These great leaders had no axes to grind. They didn't have any further political agenda. They were making statements about the country they loved in the hopes that we would have been listening. Unfortunately, very few did. So let's change it. Let's have a discussion about the real issues. When I think about the sacrifice of the families, I can't help but wonder that because we have not had a declaration of war since 1942, have we been just fighting political wars? If there's not enough public will to get a declaration of war, maybe we shouldn't be there. Maybe we should not be sacrificing American lives and American families sacrificing their loved ones if it's not truly defense of America. Now, I'm not saying I have the answer to those questions. I'm saying that's what bothers me. I certainly hope that we have not sacrificed American lives that shouldn't have been sacrificed. Oh, God, I hope that. I don't know the answer, but I know I'm going to keep looking. I know I'm going to keep encouraging discussion as opposed to the partisan crap from the two-party trenches. You know, every day is a gift. And there are brave Americans that don't have that gift of a new day, and their families don't have the gift of their loved ones. Let's never forget that. You know, every day is a gift. That's why they call it the present. So I'm going to appreciate that present today, and I'm going to appreciate the brave people who gave me this wonderful life that I have an opportunity to enjoy. I hope you have a great day and a great discussion.